Queer Wars 2. So we had Queer Wars 1, which I think was a video we did in which there was arguments within the queer community as they describe themselves. It's not a slur. It is the term that has been reclaimed. And now we have Queer Wars 2. So if we can get this up, the first image, Andy now reporting here. A gay man wearing a Alliance LGB shirt has his property stolen and was forced out of the gay pride event in Manchester by radical trans activists shouting, "Trans lives matter." Militant trans politics has come to dominate most gay pride events. So this was a gay pride event, as, the typical pride events are these days. And a guy turned up with a shirt that says LGB Alliance, and he was kicked out by the LGBTs. So the LGBT Alliance kicked out the LGB Alliance.
That's not very inclusive of them, is it? What happened to that principle? Oh, we're a very inclusive movement. We're for everyone except if you disagree.
And the way they did this is shouting "Trans lives matter" at him. So let's play the first clip so you can get a view of this.
Trans lives matter! 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 Trans lives matter!
I think that some people are joining in with Black Lives Matter as well. They're mishearing the chant.
I'm sure the LGBTs can feel very good about themselves, kicking out the LGBs, because they're not to be involved. Presumably it's all just T's left, which from the posters actually, maybe.
Is this all lost on them, apparently? Just we don't want to be excluded from society, we want to be like normal people, but then when they've got a little bit of power, immediately, as soon as someone does something they don't like, gone.
Well, the LGBs have got their rights. T's knee right now, therefore you're not interested, you're not involved in this protest anymore. How dare you argue for LGB rights? Would be the thing there. I did love how they were shouting, "Get out, boy." It's very much reminding me of Little Rock, when they were integrating the schools. And you see the police presence there protecting the LGB Alliance from the people around them shouting, "Get out of here, boy. You're not welcome in this community." So, okay. That's something to think about. We're also shouting, of course, "Trans lives matter," because that's the difference. You've got the LGB Alliance, which is a group of people who fight for gay rights, tolerance. I'm sure this would be the kind of thing they talk about, is describing themselves. And yeah, okay, that's a thing. And they've recognized that T on the end doesn't really have anything in common to do with the LGB, because LGB is all about sexual preference, T is about gender identity. Different things, therefore different objectives, different goals. It's a weird thing that they became meshed, and of course led to the nonsense of LGBTQIA plus TUP, so on and so forth. If you don't cut off a limit, there isn't one. And the LGB Alliance being a group that did cut off a limit and say, we're about people who are homosexual, bisexual, or lesbian. Basically just gays or bisexuals, really.
So the Trans Lives Matter chant doesn't really make sense here, because he's not saying, they shouldn't exist. They should be, it's not like he's saying that their lives are meaningless or anything like that.
No, of course not. But he is, of course, in the realm of reality that men cannot biologically become women. That's the heresy, obviously, which is why they're all screaming about trans lives. So I just wanted to get a look at the state of these people. So we go to the next one. We can just see some of these images if you could click through them. So the first one, every event, even at Swindon Pride that we went to, the dog costumes. What's my sexuality? Dog. Right. Okay. So let's go to the next one here. Of course, you have the trans racial pride flags. This one called Rainbow Noir, which, yeah. Let's go to the next one as well. You have this woman, the one who was shouting, "Get out of here," with her arm, and then the next image. I just love how much of a Cali B word she looks. With the glasses. Like the kind of person, you know the meme. Anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
So we go on to the next one. There's, of course, the verified checkmark queer response, which is "Well done, Manchester." Trans flag. Homo flag? I don't know what the right term for that conservative pride flag is at this point, because it's no longer the LGBT flag, is it? It's the LGB flag.
I'm not, just as a matter of principle, I'm not keeping track.
I know.
They've got that one rainbow flag, that's it. I'm not going to allow any others.
But it is amazing. The pride movement attacking each other over the fact that you're the wrong kind of gay. You're not queer with us, you're queer with them.
You're not gay enough for us.
Rightio, all right. But of course, it has nothing to do with being gay. It's the radical ideology of trans trans ideology of the idea that you can biologically become a man or a woman, which of course lesbians or gay people cannot buy into, for the obvious fact that you can't force a lesbian to suck a cock just because you call the cock a female cock. Not gonna work. Anyway, so let's go on to this. So let's go on to the next one here. So this is him continue to complaining about this, the leftist response. And he has some tweets from the person who was kicked out. And he says his LGB supporter seems to also be post homophobia and racism, and his example is the guy posting, "Yes, I'm white and gay, not cis. That's a silly name trans use to cope with life. No idea what POC LGBT is, but sounds like a prescription from your doctor that will get rid of it." Yeah. So this is his homophobia and racism for saying, "I'm not an alphabet person. I'm just gay." Like, that's what it should be about. It should be about gay tolerance, acceptance, the traditional movement of these folks who are liberals versus the weird communist people who have declared reality an enemy of the people.